has donated $600,000 to help pay for your college.
Wow.
So for those of you who didn't know, if you choose to come to Southwest Tech, you will be attending the #1 two-year college in Wisconsin and the #13 two-year college in the country.
The generosity of Pat and his family towards Boscobel students are incredible. To year after year offer an opportunity for you as students to go on and pursue higher education and training is amazing. The partnership that has been formed with Southwest Tech is valuable and will benefit our Boscobel students greatly. The impact that the Jim and Grace Thiele Scholarship will have on our students are unbelievable. If you stop and think about that, those of you that are 7th grade, you're looking at this thinking, wow, that's a long ways away to be a 12th grader and graduate. But when you get there, you just heard it from Jason that that money, that scholarship will be available for you because you're a graduate from Boscobel High School.
All right, welcome everyone. Another week of Chargers Chat. Joining me today is Holly Clendenen. Thanks, Holly.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And obviously yesterday was a big day at Boscobel High School. We saw a little bit of it there. A big gift from Patrick Thiele. Can you tell me a little bit more about the event yesterday and the big news, Holly?
Yeah, we were at Boscobel High School yesterday, myself and President Jason Wood, along with other members of college staff. And we announced a new scholarship, the Jim and Grace Thiele Scholarship, which will provide students that are graduates of Boscobel High School up to $3,000 as they earn credits here at Southwest Tech in any degree program that they choose. It's really great because it's for students coming directly out of high school, but also past Boscobel High School graduates who maybe didn't come to Southwest Tech right away, or maybe they came and earned some credits but didn't finish the program. So we really expect that it will help a lot of students, not only this next year, but in future years as well.
Sure. And I noticed too, watching the video yesterday, it was on Facebook Live yesterday. This is a really unique scholarship. It's not just for high school seniors. It's for non-traditional students. Can you talk a little bit more about that and how that came to be and where that idea came from, Holly?
Yeah, we were having some conversations internally on campus about what we could do to have a bigger impact with scholarships. And these conversations were actually really triggered by conversations that Jason and I had with Patrick Thiele about 18 months ago about what the Southwest Tech Foundation does to support the college and to support students and what we could do to make a bigger impact. So we really came up with the idea for the Southwest Tech Educational Pledge, or the STEP program, as a way to incentivize students not only when they first come to college to start a program, but as they complete that program and go on. So it's set up so that a student, once they earn 15 credits, they'll get a $500 scholarship. Once they earn 30 credits, they'll get a $1,000 scholarship. And then once they earn 45 credits, they will earn a $1,500 scholarship. So in total, again, up to $3,000 per student as they're earning credits. We also are open to students who come for a one-year program and then decide to come back for a second one-year program to make sure they earn the maximum amount of the scholarship dollar as well. The scholarship is not going to have an application process. It's going to be based on, again, coming to the college and completing credits. And our intention is to award this to every Boscobel High School student who comes and is enrolled in at least six credits or more per semester and is on their way to earning a degree or diploma of their choice.
Sure. And just learning a little bit about Patrick, and he named the scholarship in honor of his parents. How big of a role did education play in his life, and why was it important, do you think, for him to donate this money to Southwest Tech and to his hometown, Holly?
Yeah, in the conversations I've been able to have with Patrick, I learned that his mother was an elementary school teacher at Boscobel in the elementary school there, and his father ran the theater. And in having conversations with people who grew up in Boscobel, many of them remember his parents and remember going to the movie theater and having interactions with his father. So when we initially started these conversations about a scholarship program, he wanted to have his parents' name associated with it, which we thought was great because The name means so much to the Boscobel community. And Patrick's been very involved in the Boscobel community with other organizations and supporting different causes there. So again, as we were talking about a big impact scholarship, Boscobel was a natural place for his support to be directed towards, because he grew up there, and again, his parents were very involved in the community with different organizations and coffee clubs and things like that.
Sure. And obviously, you've had a lot of conversations with Patrick. Why do you think Southwest Tech was the choice? Why did he come to Southwest Tech? Why was it so important for him to choose Southwest Tech with this? Obviously, it's a educational gift.
Yeah, I think what some of the interest or what drew him to Southwest Tech was, again, he's done a lot in the Boscobel community, so he's heard about the college from his different contacts there. Although he himself did not attend Southwest Tech, he knows people who did and have benefited from the education and the degree they've earned here.
Sure.
And also connecting it back to the economic impact and the impact a degree here has on a person's earning potential, and then what that brings back to their community. And really the conversation of how can we keep Southwest Wisconsin and our small communities thriving, and education is a key factor to that, and that's what we believe here at Southwest Tech, and
Sure.
What Patrick also believes.
And watching Jason Wood, our president, talk yesterday, another key point I think with this is that it's an endowment.
Yes.
The money's going to be there basically forever. And he was talking to the seventh graders, saying to them, you might think you're too young, but the money will be there when you're old enough. Can you talk a little bit about that? And then maybe the younger students who probably aren't thinking about college yet, but the money is there, and that's the reach that Patrick wanted to have with this money.
Yes, a great point. So this is a $600,000 endowment, which means the money will be invested and every year providing new funds to help support these scholarships. So the endowment part really makes this live on to perpetuity, which is really exciting, again, for current students that are juniors and seniors, but also those future generations where they're not even thinking yet about college and how they're going to pay for it or how scholarships work. And the other really unique thing about this is it's a guaranteed scholarship. So again, there are a few criteria related to earning credits and a minimum GPA, but other than that, students will receive this and also be eligible for other scholarships that we offer through the Southwest Tech Foundation. So this isn't meant to be a cap on all scholarships a student would earn here. These are just kind of the minimum amount of scholarships a student will receive. And I know Kyle Bennett, our recruiter for the Boscobel High School, even mentioned our increased student employment opportunities that we have here on campus and other financial assistance through grants that really we feel this Jim and Grace Lee Scholarship will help Boscobel High School graduates who come here really minimize the amount of student debt that they may have. And hopefully there'll be a lot of cases where students will leave with no student debt.
Sure, and I was going to ask you too, these days, how important is it for students to get some kind of financial aid, whether it's scholarships, grants, whatever? That's a big key to getting a college education and finishing your college education.
Yeah, I think we are very affordable here at Southwest Tech.
Sure.
Our tuition prices, again, very reasonable, but we see a strong number. We're actually going through the scholarship application review process right now, and the number of scholarship applicants who are in financial need because they're already working 1 or 2 or 3 part-time jobs.
Sure.
To help pay for their education. A lot of students, they hear what's in the news about student loan debt, and they're trying to avoid that in many cases as much as they can by working. But we do feel like scholarships allow our students to perhaps cut back on the number of hours they have to work while they're going to school, so they can have more time to focus on their education and their classwork. I think one of our initiatives here on campus has been to reduce the amount of student debts our students are graduating with,
Right.
and scholarships are a key part of that, as well as, again, student employment, and just more financial counseling to students as they're coming in to make sure they understand what different pieces of financial aid are available to them. So this scholarship, again, will be a big piece in helping students reduce their out-of-pocket cost for coming to Southwest Tech.
Sure, and the foundation does a tremendous job with the scholarships, and I don't know if it's really made public a whole lot, but here at the college, our employees are very generous.
Yes.
I think over 90% of our employees give to the scholarships. Can you talk a little bit about that and what a difference that makes, Polly?
Yes, tremendous support from our employees. We have now for the 3rd year in a row, 90% of our full-time employees who give back to the foundation. A lot of that support goes to student scholarships, and we probably have 2 or 3 dozen scholarships that are supported directly by employees.
Sure.
And sometimes that's in memory of someone that they want to remember. Sometimes it's to help support students who are maybe in their academic program, if it's an instructor. And we've had groups of employees who have came together to actually fund their own scholarships. And we have a new one this year called the Helping Hand Scholarship, and that's by a group of employees to support students who work at least part-time while they're going to college, because they really know those students are doing as much as they can to earn money to help pay their college education. So our employee support has been tremendous and something we're very proud about.
Absolutely. And getting back to the Thiele Scholarship, I heard you talk yesterday about this might be maybe an example for other school districts or other people around the area. How do you hope to maybe cultivate that in the future, Holly? I know this is outstanding, the amount that Patrick gave, but how can you maybe make this an example for others?
Yeah, we are hoping to bring more school districts and communities online with this.
Sure.
Obviously, it takes some tremendous philanthropic support to make
Right.
that happen. But we do think this will be an example that we can take out. And obviously, we're sharing the news over the last day and a half, which has been great. And then just continuing to have conversations with people who are already supporters of the college, and maybe also others who haven't learned about the great things we do here or don't know as much of the details, and bringing them this opportunity. When we were putting together the Southwest Tech Educational Pledge, we did pull the numbers for what it would cost to do it for every student coming here. So we do have that dollar in mind. But it is definitely our goal to keep working and talking with people who are interested in supporting students, and that could be students from their specific community or students at a more general, broad level.
Sure. And then when I talk to people too about Southwest Tech too, I think it's maybe some people are still under the understanding maybe of 20 years ago, the idea of a technical college, but the things that we offer here are maybe a little bit different, a little more cutting edge. We have cosmetology, we have, obviously we have welding and the carpentry, but we also have other programs, nursing. We have so many programs, over 60 programs that students can choose from, and obviously that's going to be Kyle's job, not really maybe
Yeah.
my job, but I mean, there's so many things that students can choose from these days, Holly.
Yeah, there are, and I think that we have so many programs, as you mentioned, cutting edge, that the name of the program, like I think of instrumentation and controls, which is a
Right.
very high tech program that places students in a lot of manufacturing settings. And our electromechanical technology program is very similar, that we can continue to let students and influencers out in the community know what some of these programs do and what the job results can be.
Yeah.
And so many of our programs have such high placement rates even before graduation.
Right.
I mean, thinking of our Ag Power and technician program, which
Yeah.
already has 100% placement before graduation even happens, which I think speaks volumes to how employable our students are. I know I was in a conversation earlier with Heather Pfeiffer, our career services manager, and she has just dozens of employer contacts coming in right now because they're looking to hire students, and how can they get in touch with, whether it's our information technology students, or how can they get in touch
Yeah.
with students that they need to fill their workforce demands. So we do hope that scholarships like this will help bring in more students who maybe that financial burden or challenge was the one thing that was holding them back from coming. And we really believe that this scholarship in particular can help Boscobel high school graduates who are facing that. But then our other scholarships and student support funds can help people who just need a little bit of that financial help to
Sure.
come back.
The other thing I really like about this that I've already touched on, the uniqueness of the scholarship, but technically you could have a parent and a child using the same
Yeah.
scholarship and different programs. A parent could extend their education, maybe move on to a better slot in their career, or
Mhm.
maybe change careers, and they could be using the same scholarship.
They definitely can. And I think that is part of our hope, is that we will have multi-generations who
Sure.
are attending Southwest Tech, and that the scholarship may be the reason or part of the reason that brought them back. Again, going to the current applications we're reviewing, we have that exact situation with a parent and a child who are both in the welding, and one's in the day welding and one's in the evening welding.
Right?
And I'm assuming they both filled out scholarship applications, so that could be an interesting conversation once those notifications go out. But it is our intention with scholarships to help as many students as we can. We're anticipating awarding out about $250,000 worth of scholarships next year, which this year we were just about $200,000, so a big increase just over last year. But we also have a record number of scholarship applications. So we have more and more students who are filling out their application and are deserving of some sort of financial assistance. So we'll continue to work again with alumni, community members, and businesses who see the value of the education we provide here.
Sure. And can you talk a little bit too? I was watching the video a little bit about the partnership with the Boscobel I think it's the Educational
Yes.
Foundation. Talk about that a little bit and how that came about, Holly.
Yeah, it was very important that we work together with them. And the Boscobel Educational Foundation has been providing scholarships to Boscobel High School students for many years now. And so we have had conversations with Stan Fritz, who is, I believe, the president of that association. And their foundation actually awards scholarships out for first semester of a student going on to college. So he announced yesterday that every student from Boscobel High School, or every senior that's currently at Boscobel High School who plans to come to Southwest Tech next year will be getting a scholarship. I believe they will be earning about $1,200 in scholarships for that first semester. So that, and then coupled with the $3,000 scholarship guarantee through the Thiele Scholarship, really it is quite a bit of financial assistance
Absolutely.
for students to be receiving. So it was important that we work with them. We've had conversations since the scholarship has kind of came about. They're very familiar with Patrick Thiele as well, and he's
Sure.
supported their organization. So we want to work collaboratively with our other nonprofit organizations that are supporting students, as well as our business partners, because there's many businesses in Boscobel who have scholarships set up to help Boscobel students come on to Southwest Tech. So it's putting all the pieces together and really hoping and communicating what resources and support is out there for our students who are, again, maybe on the fence and not sure if college is the right thing for them. And hopefully when they can see all these investments that other people and businesses are making, they'll choose to step forward and enroll.
That's great. So if people want to know more information, what should they do, Holly? I know I have the program page up now if they want to look through all of our 60 programs and if they're interested in something, but if they want to learn more maybe about the foundation or more about scholarships and if they're in need for money to get to college, what should they do, Holly?
Yeah, they can definitely reach out directly to the Southwest Tech Foundation. They can call 608-822-2348 to just ask questions about either this Thiele Scholarship specifically or other scholarships and student support funds we have, and also connect with Kyle Bennett, our student success coach.
Great. Well, thanks, Sally. I really appreciate it. And great work by the foundation.
Thank you.
Again, thank you, Patrick, and the Thiele family. And I know Boscobel is really excited. The students are excited for it for many years to come, not just 1 year, but it's going to be an ongoing gift for those students. And it's going to be great to see the Boscobel students on campus.
It will be. There was a lot of enthusiasm in that gym yesterday.
Yeah, great. Well, thanks, Sally. I appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Dan.
Again, join us next week right here on Chargers Chat next Thursday at noon. Again, thank you, Holly, and we will see you next week.